Frank Incorporated Holden Promotions, in association with the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, proud to be your bud, present professional boxing for your entertainment. All the bouts are sanctioned by the State of Missouri Office of Athletics. Let's get things started with a 10-round bout in the cruiserweight division. The referee for this contest is Steve Thomason. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red, white, and blue stars and stripes, weighing in at 191.5 pounds, fighting out of Muncie, Indiana. He brings a professional record of 24 victories against 12 defeats with 1 draw, 13 KOs. Introducing Dino Stewart. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold trunks with red trim, weighing in at 208 pounds, from the streets of the South Bronx in the Big Apple, New York. This 3-time title holder has a professional record of 30 victories against 8 defeats with 18 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former 3-time champion of the world, Iran, the Blade, Barkley.
Let's talk about the rules here in the state of Missouri. We're back once again.
3 knockdown rule is in effect. There is a standing 8. Only the referee can stop the bout. The winner gets 10 points, loser 9 or less. The referee does not figure into the scoring. Cannot be saved by the bell in any round here.
So those are the Missouri rules. You look at Dino Stewart, and Stewart has got a load in front of him, and I mean that literally, in the person of Iran Barkley. Barkley at 208 pounds. Remember, he was a middleweight, fought most recently at super middleweight.
And he told us today that he wants to take a couple of fights to get himself back down to the cruiserweight division, because he went up to about 220, he said, when he after boxing against Tony. And he says that when he gets down to the cruiserweight, they're going to go after Al Cole's IBF title.
All of a sudden, that cruiserweight division is starting to attract a few fighters.
They've just all been listening to me.
I think that's it.
I keep telling everybody they should be a cruiserweight. They're paying attention. Dino Stewart, who's really by trade a light heavyweight, came in here just above the light, not too far above the light heavyweight limit. Wants to box against Barkley, but he's laying on the inside early.
I don't know about the nickname Blade for Barkley. He's just about a full-blown hatchet right now.
That's for sure. It is odd to see him this big. I do think that the cruiserweight division is one in which he can prosper a little bit. He looked good when he fought as a light heavyweight for a little while there.
The thing that I keep harkening back to, though, is he took a woeful beating from James Toney. Although he has always been able to rebound from those kinds of things.
We've written him off so many times. You know what the interesting thing is about Iran Barkley? And think about this. He's the only man ever to beat Tommy Hearns twice.
It's true.
That's quite an accomplishment. Now, Stewart is laying on the inside with Iran. I know that that's not what he really wanted to do. He's taking a lot of body shots for his trouble.
And the other thing you have to ask yourself about Barkley, and that he, I believe, has to prove it this way, is he had a tendency, especially when it wasn't a huge fight. He got himself ready for huge fights, but he would tire. Nice left uppercut from Barkley. He would tire even as a middleweight. Now here he is toting 208 pounds around. You have to wonder how much is in the tank.
Yeah, and that's why they need to get him a couple of fights to get him down on a gradual basis before he would face a Cole, for instance. Stewart using the uppercut quite well on the inside end. This is not the game plan that Stewart said to us he was going to use. He wanted to move, make Barkley punch at him, moving at different angles.
Stewart falls into that category of journeyman.
Journeyman, that's a phrase. Get used to it.
Yeah.
You'll hear it again tonight.
That's right. Although one thing that must be said for Dino Stewart, he's been active this year. He's had 8 fights. and has not lost any of them, so he's on a bit of a roll, but he's been fighting around 180 to 183 pounds. And round one. Iran Barkley. Take a look at the numbers in the first round, and Iran Barkley with a very high connect percentage and threw a lot of punches.
Yeah, and a lot of those were body shots. Tremendous left hooks to the body. And you mentioned Stewart didn't do too badly. He landed a pretty decent amount, but...
Well, he stayed in there and fought him. That may not have been the game plan, but he's still here.
You made the good point, though, Barry. At this weight, Iran may need to make sure he gets him out of there fairly early, or at least hurts him. This is where I don't think Stewart wants to lay any inside with Barkley. You're making it easy on him.
Low blow, and Stewart will have time here. The right hand by Stewart got over the left of Barkley, but Stewart does not appear to be a guy who's going to generate a lot of power. He's knocked out a few lesser lights recently, but
Put your heads inside, fellas. Barkley continues to work the body. Some are right on the borderline. Dino Stewart is making this fight as easy as he can for Iran Barkley.
yeah, he's not making a move at all, is he?
No, and that's what you want to do, especially in Iran Barkley at 208. Why would you stand in with a man? And Stewart's making a conscious determination to do that. Look at him, he's just walking right in.
Yeah, and Barkley getting much the best of it inside.
But, you know, the interesting thing is Stewart can land shots against Barkley. Iran's defense never his total strong suit.
Stewart has tendency to slap a lot with his punches, though.
Now, that was a legal blow. The last one after Thomason warned him again. I mean, he did throw a lot of low blows, but he warned him on the one that was legal.
Coming to the end of the second round now, and the second round resembling the first a great deal. We'll be back.
Throws the nice left hook, then gets low with that one. It was borderline, though, on the belt. Things have heated up here in round three. This is very big. I mean, this is Iran Barkley at a weight that is 20 or so pounds higher than he's, way more than that, than he's ever fought even. He fought at the light heavyweight, maybe 180 or so. And he is way above where he's ever fought before. It's really worth noting. And look at here in the last round, I gave the round to Barkley, but you see Stewart did come back, landing 66% of his punches.
That's because they're both there to be hit. Yeah, it's just target practice. On your card, first two rounds to Barkley.
Yeah, the first one, of course, by a dramatic number, and the second one not so much.
Barkley clearly the stronger of the two. And Stewart really, to these eyes, making a great tactical error. Triple left hand, and Stewart's in trouble. And an overhand right, a left hand staggers him, and he's in big, big trouble. All he needs is a place to fall down. It'll take just one more.
And now he's doing the right thing by getting close to Barkley to try and weather the storm. Before it was a bad idea because it helped set up this knockdown. Not knockdown, but getting in trouble. And it's interesting, just from that sequence, Iran Barkley got tired, didn't he?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Because he had him gone.
Yeah, I mean, really out. See, Barkley he can't move right like he normally would to get the angles he wants. And that's just, I think, a symptom of the extra weight. Certainly he's had Dino Stewart in all kinds of trouble in this round. Barkley shows that left hook to the body about as well as anybody.
Yeah. Stewart continues to lay in there, which, as you said, at this point is not a bad idea. And Barkley now with a lot of arm punches as well, but Stewart really unable to capitalize. So this is more a question of the have-nots than the haves right at the moment.
Here is the left hook that really hurt Dino Stewart from Iran Barkley, and it hurts just as much from this angle. But Barkley could not put him down at all.
And seemed to get tired at the end of the round.
You know, here's this very significant statistic. Only 29 of Iran Barkley's 215 punches have been jabs. And, you know, when he jabs, Iran Barkley is a much more effective fighter. He's got an excellent jab. Remember his jab against Roberto Duran, how terrific it was?
Yep.
He gets away from a lot of those arm punches that you talked about. Watch your head, fellas.
Through 3 rounds, Barkley with a decided edge. And in this round, Stewart fighting him at long range.
Which is what Wes Ramey, his trainer, has been urging him to do throughout. And certainly was what they intended to do. See, when you lay on the inside, you get hit with that uppercut.
Good uppercut.
It's what started the problems for him in the last round. You know, the left eye of Barkley is closing a little bit.
Iran Barkley is one of those guys that you worry about just getting old in one fight. And again, I harken back to the James Toney fight. You know, was that the one, to coin a phrase, that turned the lights out for Iran Barkley?
Well, and we've said that so many times about him. I think tonight, when you look at him, you can see that he's doing some things like he normally does that are good, but I just think 208 is too big for him.
Well, that's the problem. Now you're trying to knock out bigger guys. And this isn't to say that Dino Stewart is such a big guy. He's only 183 pounds.
See, Iran can get it done among cruiserweights, but even against the small guys here, though, at that weight, now there's a beautiful double left hook. That's the trademark of Iran Barkley. Now, Stewart doing a good job with the jab and a few... See, every time he moves and jabs, Stewart can do what he wants in this bout.
Nice combination from Stewart.
Stewart, every time he trades left hooks, gets the worst of it. But when he throws a straight right and sticks to that in the jab, he does better. This is turning into a very interesting and entertaining fight, actually.
Good right hand from Barkley, slipped through.
Look at Dino, stick. 30 seconds, Dino, that's the stick. Turn it up, Dino.
Heading for the end of round number 4, we're going 10.
Interesting thing is Stewart's able to back Barkley up a little bit here toward the end of this round.
And Stewart also getting there with the right hand. A little bit better round for Dino Stewart. End of 4. On a reminder, baseball action coming your way. A double dip tomorrow, beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time. The White Sox and the Yankees. Frank Thomas and Don Mattingly, a couple guys having outstanding years for their respective teams. And then after that, at 10:30 Eastern Time, the Blue Jays and the A's. The A's coming off a 9-game losing streak, which they broke yesterday. Ruben Sierra struggling a little bit, not so for John Olerud. He's got it back to 388 and still dancing around 400. That's tomorrow night.
Dino Stewart throwing the right hand, and that one was blocked, but he has been landing that right hand, and here's one that shows you what he can do. Now, there's the lead right that pushes Barkley back. The right hand is the ticket for Dino Stewart, and he must do it from long range.
We got a cut glove here.
Give yourself room.
Which will
give yourself
the
room.
Dundee
Everything's
rule.
fine. Get off and turn.
And that is that
Get
there
off
has to be an extra set of gloves at ringside.
Well, we've had tape. We've had gloves break recently, several times. We've had tape off the gloves a million times.
Let's go.
And they'll have to get another set of gloves.
And there has to be one at ringside now. That is the rule, and it is called the Dundee rule.
Because
in the Muhammad Ali fight with Cooper in England, Angela Dundee allegedly saw a little tear in Ali's glove. That was after Cooper had Ali down. I think it was the 5th round, if I'm not mistaken. And he stuck his finger in it, tore the glove. There was no gloves at ringside. It gave Ali a chance to recuperate, and the rest is history. He knocked Cooper out, I believe, in the 7th round. But we have a little story behind the story going on tonight, too. Remember, Mike Williams, who was supposed to fight Tommy Morrison for the heavyweight championship in the WBO tonight, withdrew from the fight. Just said, that's it, I'm not fighting, and left the building, what would you say, about 45 minutes to an hour before his scheduled fight, or at least before we went on the air. And now there is, as we said, kind of a story behind the story.
Alberto Aleman, who is the official for the WBO that was here, indicated to us that Williams left when they attempted to do a pre-fight drug test, which may also account for the reason why he didn't want to come here in the first place. We don't know, but they are saying that they believe that he basically did not want to take the drug test for whatever reason.
Yeah, so he is gone. He's just out of here. Now, we talked to Bob Arum. Bob Arum said, I don't know, he just left. So Bob apparently didn't know exactly what happened either, or wasn't going to tell us what happened, but we did find out, and that is the story, as best we know it, that he left because he said, hey, I'm not taking a drug test, which of course means that he probably went to pass it.
Apparently, and there have been times before, we had it on our show once for our 5th anniversary show, the main event fighter told us he had a back problem 10 minutes before we went on the air, and we scrambled around then. So this has happened here, and it's happened many other times in boxing. It's unfortunate, but of course you are left to wonder, why take a fight if you're going to do that? If you have questions about whether it's about the drug test or even your physical capabilities, why take a fight if you're going to walk out 10 minutes before?
So Mike Williams' loss is Tim Tomaszek's gain, and we talked about him a little bit earlier, that he really is a good guy. He's a guy who really wants nothing but good things to happen. Now, needless to say, he is in pretty tough tonight against Tommy Morrison.
Well, he is, and he is a character. I mean, back in the dressing room, he said, boy, this is great. This is just like a movie. He said, I'm not Rocky. He said, I'm uglier.
He went over, that's right. He went over and fought Anaclet Wamba, who's one of the cruiserweight champions. He fought him in France, and he lost the fight, and he lost the decision to Anaclet Wamba, and somebody asked him why he lost that decision, and he said, well, free wine on the airplane. He said, I just wasn't able to fight.
Yeah, he said, they tricked me.
That'll tell you all about Tim Tomaszek. He truly is one of the good guys. It's kind of nice to see him get a shot, actually. Meantime, the repair to the glove of Iran Barkley is probably the best thing that could have happened to Iran Barkley.
Yeah, and he gets a little rest. And I don't think that Stewart is that happy about it. They got the glove repaired in fairly quick order, I would say.
Yeah, not too bad. So we appear to be just about set to go to round number 5.
Why do I get the feeling that there are gremlins in this building tonight?
It's been bizarre.
And I don't think we've seen the last of weird events tonight.
No,
I don't know why.
I know.
I think they had these same problems over at the Ed Sullivan Theater where David Letterman's kicking it off tonight,
Maybe
huh?
not. Maybe not. So we start the 5th round. Iran Barkley in the gold trunks and the patriotic trunks of Dino Stewart. Stewart starts out by lacing Barkley, and he's hitting pretty good. Barkley just trying to roll with it, finally gets out of the corner.
Barkley smiles, but boy, he's having a hard time. A lot of those punches blocked, but some got through. Well, if Dino Stewart could stand the outside move like this, I assure you he'll be in this fight. He'll have a good shot at winning. This is a very small ring, by the way. We didn't get to talk about that in the open. Now, and make no mistake about it, it's a small ring designed because Tommy Morrison was going to face a guy in Mike Williams who they assumed was going to move around this ring, and they didn't want it to be a big ring.
Yeah, I don't think he has to worry about that with Tim Tomaszek. 16 feet 2 inches this ring.
So for Dino Stewart, this isn't the kind of ring you want to box in, but still, he would want as much movement as he could get. Even on the inside, though, he's doing better against Barkley.
Yeah, he is. I mean, really, this is kind of a mini version of the rope-a-dope, but could be. With the idea of getting Barkley worn out.
That right hand continues to get there from Stewart. He can land it on the inside as well, actually.
And again, a low blow. And now we got timeout again. And this is for a tape repair.
Of course. We have seen plenty of this in the last several weeks.
Buckley flex. You get outside. Jab outside.
Right, you got the roll. Let's roll, man. Deep breath, deep breath. Come on, deep breath.
Well, what else could happen?
You know, and in the last, I'd say in the last 2 months, we've seen this happen an average of 3 or 4 times a night.
There's a little bit of a cut over the right eye of Iran Barkley, and the left eye still is swollen. Three-punch combination from Stewart.
On the outside, he can get it done. He shouldn't lean in like this, though. He gives Barkley the opportunity to land those shots. And even though we say he wants to get Barkley into the later rounds, he's never gone. He's only been into the 10th one time, Dino Stewart. So there's no guarantee he's going to own the later rounds.
But I think what he's gambling is that he has been a cruiserweight his whole career. Barkley with a good right hand opens Stewart up. And Barkley, of course, stepping up and, as we've mentioned, toting around more than a little extra poundage. And that left eye of Barkley's is looking pretty ugly right now. Come to the end of round number 5. And this fight, to me, seems to be getting closer. We'll be back.
Dino Stewart had Barkley against the ropes, again, the corner. Landed some, but a lot of those blocked by Barkley. But then I ran Barkley on the inside, landing a good chopping right hand. So you can see there, when he's on the inside, Iran can get something done. But on the outside, it's just not going to work for him.
Round 6, a lot of swelling around the left eye of Iran Barkley. I did not see Percy Richardson working on a cut. There was a little bit of blood on the trunks of Iran Barkley in the last round, and I thought I saw a little nick over the right eye, but Percy would definitely tell me if it was there, and it wasn't.
This is true. See Barkley with a pretty good edge here, but it's not, I think it probably has been lessened a little bit in the last couple of rounds. And as so often the case in Barkley fights, even when he's landing a lot, the other guy is too.
On your card, Barkley by 4 points, which would indicate that Stewart has to get here.
Yeah, now I had one round even, which might have gone to Stewart, but by and large, I think Barkley's been winning these rounds. Of course, he's had Stewart in trouble a couple of times.
Still good, strong shots to the body by Barkley.
Yeah. When he goes down, there's two things I think that are the key for Barkley. One is the jab, which he hasn't been using that much tonight. The other is to really work the body when he's on the inside.
Stewart is just not doing what Russ Ramey has asked him to do in his corner, and that's costing him the fight.
It really is, because if he was trying to stay on the outside, he'd be doing a lot better. Whether he'd be winning it, I don't know, but he'd certainly be doing better.
Ramey held his right glove in his hand and said, I need room for this.
Yeah.
Now, you couldn't be any more graphic than that.
No.
Stewart's still not doing it.
No, and Wes Ramey, really a pretty good trainer out of the Midwest, who, when the fighters will listen to him and put his words into effect, he'll usually do well. Why is it that, now in Dino Stewart's case, he's the one that's making this an inside fight even more than Barkley? He's leaning in. It's just not a good idea. See, instead of walking in and then leaning in, he should stay just a little bit away and throw jabs and straight right hands. When he did that, he's effective. When he's on the inside, he ends up getting in a hooking contest with Barkley, and those are the kind of punches he gets hit with.
Yeah.
See, Barkley can't throw those kind of wide punches. When Stewart's on the outside, he can counter it like that. But when he's in too close, he can't do it.
Stewart missing badly.
Yeah, Stewart,
I was just going to say. Coming to the end of round number 6 now, and Iran Barkley is starting to stretch it out just a little bit as Stewart rallies at the end of the round.
fortune is Southern Mississippi and Pitt's good fortune, huh?
Eagles, that's right.
Clean it up, Eddie.
We start the 7th round here, and Dino Stewart's going to have to find something.
Well, you know, the interesting there, looking in the last round I gave to Stewart, he found it there. The question is, can he keep it, and can he do it consistently? Stink on the outside, landing the rights, the jabs. He needs to make Iran lunge. That's what you want to do with Iran. When he does that, you can land the counter shots. And you can't make him lunge if you walk to him, obviously. That was great insight on my part. You go right to him, you can't make him lunge. Barkley's going to fight October 20th again on one of our shows on ESPN, and hopefully against the cruiserweight, assuming he gets by Stewart now, and he just hurt him again.
Yeah, 2 good uppercuts hurt Stewart. And another.
And the reason he's getting hit with those uppercuts is because he decided to land. The hooks and the uppercuts will land when he's there.
Stewart, once again, is not far from going. Nice left hook right there. That hurt Stewart. Stewart in big trouble again. Barkley can finish him right here if he jumps on it.
Barkley setting up the right hand with left hooks to the body, and it got there, but Stewart, to his everlasting credit, managed to wheel out of that corner and put Barkley there. Watch your head! Watch your head!
Stewart continues to punch, but his punches don't have a lot on him right now. There's the uppercut again and a left hook. That uppercut is just there every time, and once again, Stewart is in trouble.
But it's a huge round for Barkley at a time when it was a good idea for him to have one. But boy, he has not been able to knock Dino Stewart down when it looks for all the world like he should. Give Stewart credit for hanging in there. Then again, here he is facing a guy that's been a light heavyweight and now jumping up to cruiserweight and Dino Stewart, so it's a bigger man.
Left hook again and a right hand. Mouthpiece goes flying, and again Stewart is in trouble, but again he may get through it.
Well, Dino Stewart wobbly at best as he goes back to his corner. We've got about 6 ounces of his blood on us here at ringside.
Will you stay outside and win this fight? Get out of there.
How you feeling, Dino? How you feeling? Tell me how you feel, Dino.
Dino, if you want this thing, do it with your jab.
Well, here's where Iran Barkley got Dino Stewart in a lot of trouble. He did it with the uppercuts that Barry mentioned. That mouthpiece that you saw flying, guess where most of it landed, folks?
Yes, that's right.
Right over here on the Bearman and I. And,
I love this sport.
yeah, it's great. Iran Barkley working on the inside with those uppercuts. As we saw in the shot, Wes Ramey, you see him here looking on in horror.
I wonder if I can get that golf gig back.
Yeah. Tell you one thing, our dry cleaners make a lot of money off us.
You're not kidding.
I'm going to put that replay of that mouthpiece coming out. That's a Sports Illustrated.
Right hand down he goes. Just that simple.
After all that, one right hand puts him down. I'm not sure Dino Stewart wants it to go on, but it's going to go on. He's busy talking. His mouthpiece is on the ground. The referee needs to give it to him.
It's been strange.
It has been weird tonight and continues to be. Now, meantime, this is all giving, of course, a nice rest to Dino Stewart. And Wes Ramey is taking his time. Let's get that mouthpiece real clean and take our time. And
It may not matter because Stewart looks as tired as he is hurt.
All of a sudden, he's moving around better.
Yeah, I don't know what West put in the mouthpiece. Good right hand. Caught Barkley, his best punch of the fight.
Well, Dino Stewart got a nice long rest for a variety of reasons. Because the referee missed the mouthpiece on the ground. Took a while to do it. And then they took a while to get the mouthpiece back in his mouth.
And now we're going to have a repair job on the gloves in just a moment, I'm sure.
Yeah, because Stewart's right glove tape is off his glove.
There it is.
You are correct, sir.
I'll tell you. I've been downtown seeing the elephants.
Which one is it?
Yes. That's my mama.
Well, a reminder that our main event is still to come, the WBO Heavyweight Championship between Tommy Morrison and Mike Williams. Tommy Morrison and Tim Tomaszek. Mike Williams, and the report that we get was he was supposed to have taken a pre-fight drug test.
Answer me.
When the doctors came to administer the drug test, he said, I don't think I'll be fighting tonight.
Yeah, he decided against the idea of taking a drug test, apparently, and the doughboy moves in.
Tim Tomaszek, and we told you this story, but it's worth repeating. At his 28th birthday 2 days ago, one of his presents was a chance to come here and see his old pal Tommy Morrison fight. He's sitting jaunty jolly in the audience when the promoters come over and say, say, kid, how'd you like to be heavyweight champion of the world?
This could be a script. Trouble is, Tommy Morrison wants to rewrite the ending. Well, we mentioned earlier also that Mike Williams was thinking about backing out a couple days ago.
You know, you and I have talked oftentimes about the conversations that we have with fighters in the morning of the fight. And Mike Williams is one of those guys that you just kind of look at and there's something behind the eyes that belies what he's saying.
He didn't seem like he wanted to be here today. There's the good left hook by Barkley. And in this round, in which Stewart has been down, and doesn't that seem like it was about 20 minutes ago, with all the delays and everything that's happened, it got Stewart right back in the bout. Even though he's certainly going to lose this round, and it'd probably be a 2-point round.
I have to laugh. I've been around the Giants baseball team quite a lot this year, and Bobby Bonds, who's the batting instructor there, one of my good pals, always says, hey, listen, you give me Riddick Bowe, I'll fight him. Oh, but if Bobby was here tonight, he'd have his chance.
He would be in there. Bobby's a tough guy. I think he could do it.
In better shape than a lot of these guys, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that is true.
Coming to the end of round number 8. Another glove repair in order, and we'll be back.
Finally put Stewart down after all the hard punches he had taken. That one uppercut sent him down, and then 14 delays later, he didn't go down again.
That's right. He hit him like a 9-iron. Started around his ankles. There's the left hand that got there.
Kind of a pitching wedge uppercut.
It was.
Nice combination there by Iran Barkley. You know what's funny about Iran? When he is on, he really knows how to fight. He's more than a brawler when he wants to be and when he sets his mind to it. He's got a great trainer in Eddie Mustafa Muhammad who understands the sport as well as you can. So it's a misnomer just to say some kind of brawler, even though sometimes he looks that way.
Through 8 rounds, a decided edge now for Barkley, who seems to have this fight in the pocket.
Shoot down here.
Every now and then Stewart will crank a left hand or a right hand, but it's always singular.
Yeah, he's not throwing combinations, and from the outside, he still can get it done here against Barkley. You've got to give Dino Stewart some credit for toughness. I mean, he's been whacked with some pretty big punches here.
And down he goes again from the uppercut. This could do it. He gets up to the count of 9. Does he want more? Yeah.
That was exactly right what Barkley did, going right to the body with that left hook and trying to come with it to the head game.
Keep going, Sam. Keep him up, all right. Keep him up. Keep him up. Keep going.
hard. Get the hands down. Move your way out. Keep rolling. Of course, Barkley, we've mentioned many times, has come in at 208, a big weight for him. And the interesting thing is, he's still throwing punches on a lot of them. So in some ways, he's handling having that extra weight not so bad. Oh,
This should be it. You gotta stop it.
Wes Ramey does the right thing.
Absolutely.
He came in to stop the fight.
Absolutely the right thing.
Because you know what? There's no point in your man taking more punishment than he has taken at this juncture. And even though Dino Stewart was fighting back, give Wes Ramey some credit for compassion and understanding that there's no sense in ruining Dino Stewart's career.
Absolutely. So Rand Barkley's debut as a cruiserweight, although he fought it
Slash heavyweight.
Yeah, fought it
Against a light heavyweight.
That's
So we
right.
had 3 different weight divisions working here at the exact same time.
but it does end on the plus side.
Yeah, and you know, what you want to look at here is Dino Stewart, while he is not a top light heavyweight contender, is an adequate fighter. And for him to step up, and we'll take a look at it, what Barkley did, most of what he did was pretty good. And there's the uppercut. Now that one, really a good short uppercut. And if Iran Barkley gets his weight down and gets himself in real good shape, I tell you, there is no reason why he can't fight the best cruiserweights. There really isn't.
I agree.
And the man he's going after, they ultimately want to fight Al Cole. If he can get himself in shape and fight well, it'll be an interesting match.
Well, he is a guy who's always made himself get in shape for the big fight. And this is the end of it here. And you see Wes Ramey in the baby blue leaning over the rope saying, come on, that's enough. And finally, the referee, Steve Thomason, gets in and stops it. So let's go up to the center of the ring to Michael Buffer. We'll make it official.
Stop this bout. The official time, 2 minutes, 14 seconds of round number 9. The winner by TKO, the former 3-time world champion, Iran the Blade Barkley.
So Iran Barkley is a winner, 2 minutes and 14 seconds into round number 9, and a lopsided win for the first.